Hi guys, welcome to Stitch Mania day number 7. We're rolling along. I would love to know, I meant to ask you this in the last video, for you guys to leave me a comment. Let me know what you're working on. I'd love to know what your project is today. Maybe you're doing Stitch Mania, maybe you're not. Some of you I do know just because I follow some of you on Instagram. But yeah, you know, if you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to know what you're working on. It could be maybe you're stitching, crocheting, knitting, making project bags. Whatever, let me know. I'd love to know. As you can see, it's rainy here today, and I'm so glad. One of the things I had to do yesterday was get some fertilizer on the lawn yesterday because I knew we were going to have about 3 days of rain. So I put like this high nitrogen fertilizer, lawn food, and then you just kind of watch it magically green everything up when we get lots of rain. So yeah, I needed to get that done, and it pretty much started sprinkling right when I was done. So, yeah, thanks for everybody who left me a comment asking me how my Monday went. It ended up being fine. I only got about 2/3 of the stuff done that I needed to do, but that's okay. We'll just continue over to today. I was able to get some stitching in, but not until, gosh, I think I sat down finally to stitch at maybe 8 p.m., 8:30, maybe even 9. My husband took my older son to his hockey game, so I was able to get a little bit earlier start at stitching. And I do want to also say, go Colorado Avalanche. We won last night, and so that means we get to play another game. What day? Let's see, that was game 5. Was that game 5 or was that game 6? Oh, I've lost track. I just know we get to play. We're still in the playoffs, so come on, Abs, let's do this. I should have worn my Abs shirt today. Anyway, let's move on and show you my progress. So I learned something about a few of you yesterday, that you like raccoons. Who knew? Yes, Cindy from Tennessee and Patty from Canada. I'm talking to you too. So yeah, you guys were asking me to stitch the raccoon. Oh, well, let me just remind you, if you're joining me for the first time, this was the whip that I picked yesterday, and I'm so horrible about giving you guys all the information about this stuff, but this is by Jeanette Douglas. It was Vintage Animals, I told you it was, but I forgot to say that it was by Jeanette Douglas Designs. So, and I also forgot to tell you what fabric I'm stitching this on, and I forgot to look at my Instagram to see what it is. I'm pretty sure, I'm not even going to guess. I'll just go ahead and put it down here, the name and count of that. But I am stitching it one thread over 2. So 1 over 2. And I had said that this project had a bad vibe with it, and I couldn't remember why. Well, when I started stitching it, I do now kind of remember. I think the problem I was having is that this fabric that I'm stitching on, it's a linen, and it has a lot of really obvious slubs in the fabric, in the threads. There are like some really, really thin threads and really, really fat ones. You know how it is with linen, which gives a beautiful effect when it's done, but it's kind of hard for me to stitch on because I really should be using a magnifier. And I find it hard, even though I have a really good magnifier, one of the, I can't remember what it is, one that sits on the floor and it has all the LEDs around it, and it's a really good light, but I have a hard time using a magnifier for some reason, and even the readers, because for some odd reason, when I look through a magnification, there's just, I've got like some vertigo thing going on or something with my eyes, that when I look through a magnifying glass or magnification, or even the readers that you call them, I start to get real kind of motion sickness feeling afterwards, and so I just have a hard time using magnification. I better learn it though, because obviously I'm someday not going to be able to stitch without it. But for now, what I do with this fabric, well, do you guys want to see what I'm working on? Okay, let me just show you, and then I'll talk a little bit about it. So here it is. I stitched not only the raccoon, but the fox, and he is one skinny looking little fox. As a matter of fact, I was looking at him thinking, is that a fox? So you can't really tell. There is, let me see. He does have a little white on his tail, and you can see some white in the raccoon there. But that was another thing that I think I ended up not liking much about this fabric that I chose, is that the colors, some of the colors blend into it so well that you can't really even see them very well. So yeah, I could swap out those, you know, as a matter of fact, I think what I'm doing with this, I think I had set out to stitch this all in the DMC colors because it calls for Weeks Dye Works, a combination of Weeks Dye Works. Let me look and see at this pattern real quick. Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Art, Sampler Threads, and Classic Colorworks. And so what I'm doing is, because I don't own a lot of specialty flosses, but just from projects I've done in the past, I have a little bit of a collection of them. I know they're like a rat's tail right now, so don't look at that. I got to straighten them out a little bit. Yeah, man, these are a mess. So basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling the DMC equivalent, and then I'm holding the DMC up to my colors that I have here to see if it matches any of them. And if it does match closely one of my specialty threads, then I'll use that in the project. And then making a note of it in case that symbol appears again. So that seems to be working. So it's a combination of DMC and specialty floss. And so I did end up using a specialty floss here and there. You can kind of see the variegation and, yeah, combination of DMC. And I did have a few stitches left to finish on the hedgehog here too. So really cute. And what I was saying about how I kind of get by without using a magnifier is I stitch kind of like it's almost like a braille method in a way. So I see the vicinity of where I need to put the needle. And then like when I come up, instead of, you know, because I can't really see, I just kind of run my needle across the thread. So it's kind of like, you know, where I went up. It's hard to explain, but I just basically put my needle up and then I just kind of count. I can feel the threads by running the needle across it to see that I've gone two. But you have to be really careful because some of those threads are, you know, that you're crossing over are very, very thin and you could easily skip two of them. So yeah, it's kind of like, almost like a braille method. So in a way I mean, I can see I have really good lighting, but I use just that combination of just kind of finding my way with the tip of the needle, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit slow going, and but not too bad. I think because I just stitched 1 over 1 on the Biscorn U that I was working on. Now this seems, you know, my eyes are kind of, they're tuned into those threads, those small threads again. So yes, this project doesn't have a bad vibe to it anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm loving it, and I want to keep on stitching on it. But hence, it is another day, so we need to pick another whip. Yes, I had a good enough progress on this one that I don't think I need to dedicate a second day to it. I got 2 little animals done, so I'm happy with that. And are we ready to pick today's whip? All right, let's do that. Close my eyes and pick. Oh, real quick, I forgot to show you that this was my project bag. It had animals on it, of course. And the inside looks, just kind of has that fabric. I had showed these in a previous video, so. Okay, guys, ready? Let's pull this one out. Here's the project bag. Most of these fabrics, you probably recognize them because I either get them at Walmart or Joann, so they're not anything that's hard to find. So, okay, let's see what this is. Oh, I just took a peek. Oh, gosh, you guys are going to love this one. Okay, I had to turn it the right way. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Another Dimensions kit. Surprise! And I love this one. Oh, my gosh, I love this one. This one's called Orchids and Hummingbirds. And it is a Dimensions kit, not a Dimensions Gold. And it's a rather old one. Oh, gosh, this will tell you how old it is. I got masking tape on it. All right, let's see where we ended up, guys. Okay, looks like I ended up at a fun, interesting part that should be fun to stitch in. Here it is. Dun, dun, dun. Look at those colors. Are those beautiful? And yay, I've backstitched so far, and I'm going along, so I'm always happy with myself when I see that I did that. Oh my gosh, those orchids are gorgeous. Look at those colors. And look at that, I've got the butterfly all outlined and ready to fill in the fun parts. So you know that's right where I'm going to go working, right there. So just to show you again what the rest of the pattern looks like. It's a lot more of those orchids. So yes, I basically have gotten this part done. I'm going to do that butterfly, and then I'm going to stitch all of this, and I'm going to save the hummingbird for the end. Oh my gosh, I love this one. You know what I'm going to say? Why did I stop working on it? All right. Well, that's it, guys. I don't think I have any more to say about this. So we'll check in tomorrow and see how my progress is. All right, guys. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you're working on, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.